Now, I want to share what I believe are two of the most important things to have when you are investing in anything, any kind of investment. These two things are extremely important. They will help you succeed. If you don't have them, you tend to fail. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that you would, but it's a high chance that you would. Now I know all of you are just on the edge of your seats waiting for me to tell you what are the two things I'm talking about. The first one is time. Time is extremely important when you're investing, and the second one is patience. Time and patience are the two things that are so important to have when investing, but so hard to remember to keep. Now, of course, time, sometimes it can be helped depending on when you learn or realize that investing is important. If your parents were not of the investing type and they were of the 9 to 5 type, right? It's hard for you to learn about, I need time. I need to start early to start investing as a kid. Unless they're teaching it to you in schools and elementary schools, it's hard to do. But as soon as you do find out, I would suggest get the ball rolling as soon as possible. You should be trying to use as much time as possible because, of course, hopefully you've heard of the compound interest. The more time you have, the more whatever investment you put in grows. So if you start something from when you were born to when you're like 18, 20, the difference in value is so much because of that extra 18 years time that you receive. So if you are a parent and let's say you missed your opportunity because somebody, either senior or one of their parents that raised you or anything along those lines, did not know enough to teach you, that's fine. It happens. Life is not fair. Everybody has a different starting point in life. That's fine. But if you're watching this video now, you can help your kids. You can give your kids that new starting point that you did not have, which is how you build generational wealth and you help the next generation more than what you received. So I would say, yes, you've listened to this video, great. Start looking at documentation, looking at different things that might interest you on different ways to invest, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, bonds, whether it's futures, whether it's fiat commodities, anything you want to do. Just look at where you want to fit in and go for it. Don't deprive your children of what you didn't have. Give them what you would have loved to have if you knew about it. It's not your fault. You have learned it now, but if you do not help the next generation, then it is your fault. So that's the first one. Time. Give them as much time as possible. Help them to get ahead before they even know they need to. Now, the second one is patience. Now, to have patience, you need patience when investing. This is something that I've struggled with a lot. I tend to sometimes rush too much and then miss on my blessings or do things prematurely. That's just me because some things I was too stubborn and I had to learn the hard way, life lessons, so to speak. It is what it is. But patience is very important to have in investing. I mainly deal with stocks and bonds and investing. So I know that I've seen way too many times where I have invested in something, but because I was younger and naive and wanted to rush and, make a quick buck fast, I didn't have a patience for it. And it messed me up. I lost opportunities that I could have made. I lost money because of it. I lost the chance to make more money than I did. All different type of situations occurred. If I had a whole lot more patience and thought more of future returns, I would have been way well off than I am now. But hey, that's a life lesson. No, oh well. But I am using this opportunity now to actually tell whomever is listening to this video, those are two very important things that you need. Now, any investor could tell you, even if you're investing in a home, if you're doing real estate and you want to do rental properties, just think about it. you need time to start. If you started and bought a rental property for your child when they were born, right? Let's say they were just born and you bought a house, however big the house is, doesn't matter, small, big, and you rented it for 20 years. Now, most home loans that people can get are 30-year home loans, right? So you rent the house for 20 years. You already have equity in that house that either by the time the child gets to 18, 20, you can either pull some of the equity out to use for college tuition or business if the child does not want to go to college. Now, if that's not the case, if you don't need that yet, then if you wait the 30 years, that house is paid off and you can literally just gift that house to that child. You have literally bought an investment that somebody else paid for because you were renting it out and giving it to your child and already given them a step up. And most of you know, by the time you get 30, that's when you start, fitting into your, adulthood. You're working regularly, whether you're about to get married, dating, all those things are falling in place. And that would be almost a perfect time for that child to get that kind of gift. So that time block that you gave that child without them even knowing, that whole 30-year time block of investing is a godsend. And if you had the patience to not sell whether it's the house, the commercial building, whatever you're doing, whatever you're investing, or even the stock, whichever one it is, if you had enough patience to hold on to it, even if it's going to be trying, because that's 30 years. That's 12 months a year. That's how much? 360 months. That's a lot. That's a lot of months to go through, whether it's fixing stuff. I'm referring to the rentals, repairing, painting, roofing, all these things, all these trials, all these things that you'd have to do to keep that property up to par. That's a lot to put in just to give the child at the end of the 30 years, say, hey, this is yours. Do what you want with it, whether you sell it, get the money, or keep the rental, sparks his interest or her interest for them to keep, buying more properties, to do more renting. You don't know what doors it'll open. But I would say for any investor, anybody that's trying to do any kind of investing, the two most important things you need to keep in mind is time. So if you're thinking of investing, you need to start now, not tomorrow, you can't start yesterday. Yesterday's already gone. So it's not tomorrow. You need to start researching now. And then you need to try, if you don't have it, you need to try and have patience for when you do something, to be patient enough to see the fruits of your labor. But I hope you guys like this video. I hope this actually helps you in your next journey and whatever you need to do. Let me know. Leave a comment below. Click on the subscribe button. Click on the bell so you can get my next videos. And thank you very much for joining me. Hope to talk to you guys later.